Alright, so let's just cut straight to the chase. You look to my left here, and oh, it's real. CLG Smite has, which seems out of nowhere, at least to me, because maybe I just wasn't talking to the right people. CLG makes a roster change, which is a strange thing for one instance. I thought they were fine, at least heading to the placement stage, to at least make actual worlds. I thought they were fine. But, okay, they didn't think they were. So they decided to make a roster change. And if you look at it, I guess, like, the only two places you could really make a roster change on COG that would make sense to the public eye and possibly them would be jungle or solo. Not saying Final K. We'll start with Final K. I think Final K has done fine this split. He hasn't really wowed me at any point. I mean, I'll start with a few games. He hasn't really like wowed me, but he's done his job. He's not a superstar. He's a very good role player, which is you need one of those on almost every single team. You see a solid role player, and that's him. Then you have Homie Faye. While very consistent, when he's on, but when he's off, you could be wondering what's happening. But I literally just scrolled on Twitter. Let me see how long ago this was posted, by the way. Because I still am in, like, shock. Like, this was so weird to me. So this was posted. Oh, this was posted about 3 hours ago, but I just now seen it. But, it's real. So for those who don't know, Homie Faye is out, masked. Yes, the one that retired, then switched ADC for a game, then officially retired for about a half a month, and is back now. And yes, I'm as confused as you. But let's get into the post they just made. And this is a statement from CLG. Today we are announcing that we have parted ways with Alexander Homifade. I don't know how to say his last name. I'm not going to try to butcher it. Have have brought to I don't even know how to say. Okay, they have decided to part ways with Homie Faye and brought in Masked as the new jungler with Counter Legend Gaming. Now I don't know if Masked is but not Masked. Homie Faye, he's just gonna be a 6-man or if he's completely out. Because I don't know if they have an official sub because on like Smite client it just shows Slaney. I could probably look on Smite esports, but that thing's usually inaccurate or it's just not up to date. So I'm probably not gonna look there. But like I said, Homie Faye's out, Mask is in. Let's continue. After evaluating the team's progress through the season, it was determined that although Homie Faye is a very talented player, his playstyle wasn't right fit for the team. Homie Faye is one of the original members of CLG Smite and was voted MVP for several matches through his time on CLG. We want to thank him for his I'm very tired, guys. I am so sorry. I'm making this kind of like on the fly. Forgive me. Contribution to the team and wish him all the best in his future endeavors. So when it comes to their future endeavors, yeah, he's probably gone. Now, before I get into it, I wonder, how driven was this by the players? How driven was this by the work? And how driven was this by Homie Faye himself? Because I know in certain instances, if the player is very humble and realistic, if they know they're underperforming, they'll either drop themselves from the team or they'll outright quit. Sometimes if orgs, especially if they're not used to esports, which CLG is used to esports, they have teams in multiple games. But if they don't exactly know the problem and they think they have the solution, they'll just make a shock decision right then and there. Or if you know the other 4 people on the team are going like, alright, something's not working, they evaluate the situation and they figure out, okay, it's this guy. So I really want to figure out, was this player driven, org driven, or him with himself driven? It'll be very interesting to find out. Maybe he might stream tonight, and maybe he'll talk about it, or someone will stream. We are excited for the future of CLG Smite with Mass now brought on into the fold. Mass is an aggressive jungler and has proven himself to be consistently one of the best junglers in the game, which I do agree with this statement, I do. Over the past few years, he has helped bring his team to the Smite World Championship, placing top 2 for the North American regionals. That's not really how that should have been worded, or something. If they're going to bring up Worlds, you know, bring up his performance in Season 3. Don't bring up his performance in Season 4. And I feel like they could have expanded a lot more on his history. Maybe not dive into like Season 1 days, but like that's kind of all they say. It's just like, okay, not really telling me that much, but they probably just want to make this short and sweet. I am thrilled to have Mass join the team as our new jungler, said CLG coach Slaney. Wow. A freaking big analysis right there. Big analysis. After trying him out, they tried him out. So this means that there were tryouts. Wait, was it just they tried him in a scrim or two and see how he went? Or were there like multiple people there? I wonder, because when I'm thinking of SML junglers that can be moved up, I don't think of any of them off the top of my head that can go through like maybe, and this is like a far, just absolutely far stretch, is maybe like Mollusk, but like, or maybe a Just or Yuji, but like even then it's just like I don't see it. So I guess this somewhat makes sense, but given the fact that we all thought Mask was retiring, this is why it's the big shock. I don't know, but let's continue. After trying him out, I think his super aggressive playstyle, clear in-game comms, and drive to win will be all the greatest assets improving to the team. There may be some bumps in the road as we shift our playstyle, but I'm confident that the team will excel once we adjust. You should have picked up adjust just so you could, have the pun there. We look forward to seeing the team's progress as they look to finish their season strong leading into Smart World Championship qualifiers. Please give Masked a warm welcome and follow him on social media. Okay. So what they're basically saying is Masked, even though he said he wanted to quit because he was somewhat getting burnt out, they said he has a better drive to win than Homie, which, if that's true, then that says a lot about Homie and his drive. If someone that wanted to quit has more drive than him. In-game comms, which Mass seemed more like a leader than Homie. So I agree with them on that front. And the aggressive playstyle, which Homie was never aggressive unless he was ahead. So if they think that having a pure aggressive jungler will be the key, then by all means. If that's what they see, then I obviously agree with the situation 100% that Mass is in, Home phase out. So, do I think this team will improve? I have to say yes. I have to say yes. Mass is a clear upgrade over Home not by much. If like Mass is an 8, then Home is like a 6.5. So like you're gaining, but like not getting that much. But hopefully, the parts that they are getting is the parts that they need. That's the big clue. You can be better than someone, but if what you're good at and what your value is, that's not what the team needs, then it doesn't matter. But clearly, they think he's what they need. So where does this leave Homie? I don't think okay, the only SPL team I can see him going to is probably Trifecta. I can see a possibility that he goes to Trifecta. Maybe not this week, but maybe for the actual championships, depending on how roster lock is. I don't see him going on LG, obviously. Then obviously he left CLG, and none of the top 3 teams need a jungler. So then you go down to SML. And I think that Homie is a clear upgrade over every SML jungler by far. Like Homie Faye is SPL ready still. Just because he got kicked does not mean he's inherently a bad player. He will still give it to half of the league in NA, and then he'll freaking give it to all the league on SML, which I hope he does go to the SML. Teams off the top of my head that could use it. Not saying they will, but obviously ranked all-stars could use it. Actually, literally every team could use Homie Faye in a positive way. And I think if he was to go to the SML, he would absolutely farm everyone. And who knows, depending on how the league goes, maybe next season he comes back up at the start. Because I'd like seeing Homie Faye in the league, I do. But overall, just we'll have to see how everything plays out. Again, I do think CLG is better off for this decision. It's a decision I wanted to see, especially as a CLG fan. I'd have to say I didn't want to see it because I like the fact that this team didn't make any roster changes, and I was hoping in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, we're decent, but we're not really excelling. Maybe we can we can pull a Cyclone GG and just kind of simmer this season, and then boom, just explode next season. That's what I was kind of hoping for, especially if we kept the same roster going into next season. But clearly, they wanted to make a change now, and we'll have to see how it ends. And that's my take on it.